Okay, so the question over here says that you have to construct an arc with a radius of 25 millimeters tangential to the given point and the circle. Okay, I'll explain it now. Konstrueer 'n raakboog met 'n radius van 25 mm aan die gegewe punt en die sirkel. So what they want you to do is they want you to draw an arc of a radius of 25, okay, and that radius or that arc has to go through point P and it has to just touch the circle. Okay, so die raakboog, dis hoekom dit raakboog in Afrikaans genoem word. Dit moet deur punt P gaan en dit moet net raak aan die sirkel. So hy moet nie deur die sirkel gaan, dis nie wat hulle wil hê nie. So hy moet basies, it has to line up with that circle. So the radius is 25. So our first step is going to be, you're going to take that 25 and you're going to add it to the radius of the given circle. So in other words, the radius will then be 50. Okay, so ons vat die 50 se radius, that's 25, plus the radius of the arc. And that will give me a radius of 50. So I'm going to measure 50 on my compass, place it in die middle van die circle, and then draw an arc. Okay, so dis 'n random arc daar. Hy is radius 50 nou. Then I'm going to take the given radius, 25. Okay, I'm going to measure it on my compass. So ek het nou radius 25. Ek plaas dit op punt P. Place it on point P. And I draw an arc. So it intersects the other arc. That will give me the correct point from where I can draw my arc. So my passer is nog steeds op 25. So I'm going to place it there where it intersects. That's now my center point. And you'll see that it will go through point P because I've measured it from point P. And it is supposed then to also touch the circle. And that is, and dan is dit jou raakboog. Do you all understand? Okay, so we're going to look at the next one as well. This one over here is the same. Construct an arc with a radius of 32 this time. And it's got to be exactly the same. It's got to touch, okay, this circle and go through point P. So we're going to do the same thing. Ons gaan dieselfde doen. Ons vat daarso 32 plus die radius van die 62. That's 31. Okay, plus 32 gives me 63. So I measure 63, 63 met my passer, plaas it in die middel van die circle, draw an arc. Then take the radius of the arc van die raakboog, it's 32. So I go back and I measure 32, place it on point P, and luckily for me it does intersect, and I place it at that intersection. I test, does it touch my circle, does it touch point P? Okay, it goes over slightly, okay, but that's just a millimeter that was then measured wrong. Okay, and that's it. So you guys can do that exercise now. Okay, hierdie ene werk ook dieselfde. So this time we use a line, okay, and not a point. So what we need to do is we're going to take again the same thing. We're going to take the radius of 50, okay, plus it with a 25 radius of the arc. That will give you a radius of 50. So I'm going to take radius 50, place it in the center of the circle and just draw an arc. Okay, then I'm going to take my radius of 25, die 25 vir die raakboog. Daar's my 25 nou met my passer. I'm going to place it on the line and draw an arc, doesn't matter where. One on the right hand side en dan die ander ene hierso on the left hand side. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to draw a line, okay, that touches the tops of both those arcs. So hy moet net bo raak. Okay, en dan gaan jy hierdie punt gebruik wat die lyn en die eerste boog kruis. That point there. You're going to use that. Your compass should still be on radius 25 vir die raakboog. Plaas dit op daai punt, toets hom, hy behoort daai lyn te raak. Ek sien myne is so 'n millimeter net uit daar. And then it has to touch the circle. Okay, en daai is dan jou raakboog van 'n lyn af na 'n sirkel. Okay, so we've got two circles over here, and they want you to draw an arc that will touch both those circles but will exclude them. So the word exclude is very important. Okay, so vir die Afrikaans, hulle wil hê die raakboog trek. Okay, radius 80 mm en hy moet aan albei sirkels raak, maar hy moet die sirkels uitsluit. So as hy aan hulle raak, moet die sirkels aan die buitekant wees. So die 80 mm hierso, as ons praat van exclude, okay, so uitsluit, dan gaan ons 'n plus sommetjie maak. Okay, so we're going to use plus, and you can write there on your page just a plus to remember it. So what I mean by plus now is you're going to take 80 millimeters and you're going to make that a radius on your compass, and then you're going to plus the radius of the 40 diameter, which is another 20. So in other words, for the first arc, I'm going to make my compass 100. So ek vat die 80 mm, ek plus die radius hierso van hierdie sirkel, so dis plus 20, and that will give me 100. So I take 100 millimeters on my compass, and I'm going to draw an arc there at the top. Okay, dan gaan ek die volgende circle, I'm going to do the same. I'm going to take a radius of 15 and plus it to the 80. Okay, so that is 95. So I measure 95 on my compass. Place it here on the center point of the circle. I draw an arc that intersects the top arc. Okay, en dit gaan dan vir my punt gee. So nou kan ek gaan en ek kan my passer skuif na die radius van die raakboog. Okay, that's 80 millimeters. So I'm going to take 80 millimeters and I'm going to place it on that intersection. I'm just going to test it. Okay, that's perfect. It touches both circles. Okay, and that combines them and they are on the outside of the arc. Okay, dan die volgende ene langs aan hom. This is now the opposite of what we just did. Okay, so this question now says that we have to include. So include now will be minus. Okay, so nou gaan ons gaan, is weer 80, so it's 80 minus 20, that will give me 60. So I'm going to measure 60. So boog, that's 60, radius 60. So the next one will be 80 minus 15. Okay, that will give me 65. Am I correct? Okay, so I take 65, place it in the center there, and I draw an arc that intersects. Okay, so nou vat ek my raakboog se radius wat 80 is. 80. I'm going to place it at that intersection, daar waar hy oor kruis. En as jy nou kyk wat ek bedoel met insluit. So my arc now includes both the circles. Okay, do you see the difference? Exclude and include.